Dogs have an incredible ability to read our body language and emotions. They can sense when we are relaxed or tense, and it affects them deeply. When your dog follows you or keeps an eye on you, they are acting as your guardian. It's not just instinct, it's a powerful expression of loyalty and devotion. Have you ever felt like your dog is watching you, unwilling to leave your side even for a second? Maybe you've wondered why. The truth is, there are very deep reasons behind those attentive eyes. Today, we'll reveal 15 surprising reasons why your dog can't stop following you, and some of them will move you more than you can imagine. Are you ready to discover the heart of your faithful friend? After all, our dogs are more than just companions. They are family. What we sometimes forget is that, although their love for us is immense, their time in this world is much shorter than ours. And somehow, they seem to know it? The very first reason your dog might watch you so closely is perhaps the most touching of all. 1. Their intuition about limited time. Our dogs have a special connection with their own life cycle. Even though they can't express it in words, their behavior often reflects a deep awareness that their time with us is finite. As they age, many dogs change. They become calmer, but also clingier, as if they want to make the most of every moment by our side. This is especially common in senior dogs who suddenly become more affectionate or who follow you more than they used to. This isn't just coincidence. It's an instinct telling them that the time they have left is valuable and they want to spend every possible second with you. If you have a senior dog, maybe you've noticed that now they want to be closer, curling up in spots they never did before, or following you all over the house. It's not because they're afraid of being alone. It's because they want to make the very most of the time they have left with you. Even before humans realize it, dogs may already know their life cycle is nearing its end. Rather than being alone, they prefer to be close to the people they love, the very people who have been their whole world since the day they arrived in your life. This isn't just a reflection of age or fragility, but a pure manifestation of their unconditional love and their desire to make each day, each moment, unforgettable. 2. Memories of a difficult past. When you adopt a dog who has gone through trauma, their behavior carries the scars of that past. Abuse, abandonment, or living on the streets leaves deep marks on their heart. If your dog follows you everywhere, they might be reliving those lonely moments when they didn't know if they would survive. Now, your presence is their anchor. They follow you because you represent everything they once lacked: love, safety, and a second chance at life. This behavior is common in rescued dogs. When you adopt a dog from the streets or from an abusive situation, it's normal for them to follow you constantly at first, as if they can't believe they're finally safe. They might even feel anxious when you're out of sight, associating your absence with the possibility of returning to that painful life. If you've adopted a shelter or street dog, you may have noticed that they follow you even when you just get up to grab a glass of water. It's not to bother you. It's because their fear of being alone is still there. Over time, with patience and love, these dogs can learn to fully trust you. But that initial attachment is their way of making sure they'll never face abandonment again. This attachment is a mix of fear and gratitude. They follow you because they know you saved their life, and they don't want to risk losing that precious gift. For them, each day with you is a reminder that their past is behind them, that they now have a home, a family, and most importantly, a place in your life. 3. Fear of losing you. For many dogs, the fear of losing their human is real and overwhelming. It's not just about physical separation. It's the deep fear of losing the person who represents their entire world. This fear is especially common in dogs who've experienced abandonment or had to say goodbye to previous owners. If your dog follows you constantly, it may be because their greatest fear is being left alone again. This behavior is often seen in dogs who have gone through multiple homes or separations. Even though they're now safe, that latent fear of losing their new family remains. And even if you didn't adopt your dog, they can still develop this fear if they feel their bond with you is vital for their well-being. If your dog gets nervous when you leave or rushes to the door when you come back, it could be a sign they're afraid you'll go and never return. This fear isn't just physical, it's emotional. Every time your dog follows you or stays close, they're making sure their worst fear, losing you, doesn't come true. Sometimes, just the sound of your voice or a glance from you is enough to calm them down and reassure them that everything is okay. This fear of losing you can also appear during big life changes, such as moving to a new home or the arrival of a new family member. These changes can make your dog feel vulnerable, prompting them to follow you more closely to confirm that everything is still safe and under control. If you've connected with these reasons and your heart beats faster thinking of your dog, I'd love to invite you to leave a comment. Write the phrase, "You are my life," followed by your dog's name as a declaration of eternal love. And if this video is touching your soul, please support us with a like, share it with another dog lover, and subscribe to our channel. Your support keeps this mission of love alive and helps us continue creating more content to honor our furry friends. 4. Separation anxiety. Separation anxiety is a common disorder in many dogs, especially those raised with constant closeness to their owners. This anxiety shows up when your dog cannot handle being apart from you, leading them to follow you around the house and panic when you leave. For these dogs, your absence is a source of deep stress. This behavior can become problematic if not handled properly. A dog with separation anxiety may cry, scratch doors, or even destroy things when you leave. While it can feel flattering that your dog misses you so much, it can also create a cycle of dependency that harms their emotional well-being. If you come home after just a few minutes away to find scratch marks at the door or nonstop barking, this is a clear sign of separation anxiety. To help, you need to gently set boundaries that teach your dog to be alone for short periods without distress. The key is to show them that even when you leave, you always come back. Start with brief absences and slowly extend them. Separation anxiety is one of the most common reasons dogs watch their owners so closely. Learning to manage this anxiety can make life healthier and happier for both you and your dog. 5. You're their emotional refuge. For many dogs, their owners are much more than companions. They are their emotional safe haven. In moments of stress, fear, or uncertainty, dogs look for safety in their humans. They don't have the tools we do to process stress, so when something scares them, like thunder, fireworks, or even visitors, they follow you because being near you calms them immediately. This behavior is especially obvious in sensitive dogs. In those moments, you are their stability. When you are calm, they feel calm. That's why, in stressful situations, they stick to you, as if to say, "If you're okay, I'm okay too." Some rescued dogs who have faced trauma may develop a stronger emotional dependence, constantly seeking your presence when they feel fear or insecurity. For them, your presence is a shelter from the outside world. Understanding this behavior reminds us how important we are to our pets, not just as companions, but as their source of emotional comfort when they need it most. 6th, natural protector. The protective instinct of dogs is deeply rooted in their DNA, inherited from their wolf ancestors. In the wild, wolves protect their pack, and this behavior has been passed down to our dogs. When your dog follows you or watches over you, they're acting as your protector. It's not just instinct, it's also loyalty and devotion. This behavior is most obvious in breeds bred for protection, like German Shepherds, Rottweilers, or Dobermans. But any dog can develop that protective instinct, especially if they sense a threat, like a stranger at the door or an unusual noise. If your dog steps in front of you when they hear something strange or follows you around at night, it's a clear sign they're acting as your protector, making sure everything is safe. Dogs also show this protective instinct around vulnerable family members, like children or seniors. Their constant attention is their way of ensuring everyone is safe. Over time, dogs have become much more than companions. They've become true guardians. For them, there's no greater responsibility than keeping you safe, and their way of doing that is by watching you closely, making sure nothing is wrong. 7. Silent guardians. Some dogs don't need to bark or make a scene to show their protective instinct. Instead, they quietly observe, always alert to changes around them. This behavior, though subtle, is still a form of protection. These silent guardians follow you from room to room without making a sound. But that doesn't mean they're not vigilant. Many dogs are so quietly observant that even while they look asleep, they're ready to act the moment something unusual happens. If your dog seems to be resting but suddenly opens their eyes when someone passes by the window, or when they hear a strange sound, it's proof they're always on guard. They are like protective shadows. They don't need to bark to fulfill their mission. Their constant presence is enough. This behavior is common in calmer breeds or dogs trained for silent vigilance, like therapy or service dogs. For them, simply being near you and watching over you is their way of proving that even if they don't seem alert, they'll always be there when you need them. 8. Jealousy and attention seeking. Sometimes, dogs just want to remind you that they need attention too. Even if you're together all day, they may feel like they're not getting enough interaction or affection. Following you or staring at you is their way of asking for more of your time. The bond between us and our pets can go beyond what we see on the surface. Learning to understand and communicate better with them makes that bond stronger. If you've ever wondered whether your dog needs something but you can't figure it out, there are ways to learn to read their signals and strengthen your connection. If you sometimes feel it's hard to know what your pet really needs, or you've had moments where you wish you could have helped them better, I invite you to check the link in this video's description. There you'll find resources to help you improve communication with your pets and learn techniques to interpret their signals, even when they're going through tough times. Maybe you're asking yourself, will learning this online really help me? Today, technology gives us amazing tools to strengthen our relationship with pets. The techniques you'll learn have helped thousands of people build a deeper connection with their dogs and cats. Even if it seems tricky at first, the program will guide you step by step so you can apply everything at home. Or maybe you wonder, will this take too much time? We get it. Time can be a challenge, but the content is designed for you to learn at your own pace, anytime, anywhere. Even small changes in how you communicate with your pet can bring noticeable improvements to their behavior and well-being. So if you're interested in doing more for your pet, check the link in the description or in the first comment. Remember, what you give your pet in love, attention, or food directly impacts their quality of life. And with this knowledge, you can improve their well-being and help them live a happier, healthier life. 9. Wordless communication. One of the most fascinating traits of dogs is their ability to interpret our body language and signals. They watch us constantly, waiting for cues. For them, your nonverbal communication is key. They learn to read your gestures and movements with incredible precision. Your dog might be following you because they're waiting for a signal about what to do next. Maybe it's walk time, dinner time, or permission to do something they love. Their vigilance keeps them connected and ready to act the second you give a clue. If you notice your dog watching intently every time you stand up, it might be because they're waiting for you to signal that it's time to go outside or do something fun. This is especially common in trained dogs or those deeply emotionally connected to their owners. For them, Every little movement or glance could be a signal, and they don't want to miss it. They're often more attentive than we realize. This wordless communication is one of the deepest forms of connection between dog and owner. Every look and every move is an opportunity to get closer and to follow your lead. And even if you don't always give them what they expect, for them, simply following you is part of their routine and their unconditional love. 10th, sense of duty. In many breeds, a strong sense of duty is part of who they are. Your dog might watch and follow you because they feel a responsibility to you, almost like it's their job to keep everything in order. This instinct is especially strong in working breeds trained for guarding, herding, or service. For these dogs, watching over you isn't just affection. It's a task they take seriously. They want to ensure you're safe, and their instinct tells them they need to stay by your side to do their job. If you have a German Shepherd or a Border Collie, you've probably seen this behavior. For them, their job is to keep an eye on you and the environment. Even in non-working breeds, dogs can adopt this role naturally if they feel deeply connected to you. Sometimes it shows as quiet vigilance, and sometimes as active behaviors, like putting themselves between you and what they perceive as a threat. For your dog, this isn't optional. They believe their place is at your side, keeping watch. It's their way of showing loyalty and commitment, and even if you don't always need it, for them, it's a duty they're proud to fulfill. 11th, need for physical activity. Sometimes, following you around is simply their way of burning energy. If your dog isn't getting enough exercise, they may stick close as a way of inviting you to play or go outside. But remember, their health doesn't only depend on activity, it also depends on proper nutrition. A balanced diet is essential to ensure a long and healthy life. Many health problems, like obesity, come from not getting the right food. When a dog doesn't get adequate nutrition, their energy levels drop, and they're less likely to seek the activity they need. If you notice your dog seems more tired or less active than usual, it might be a sign their diet isn't meeting their needs. If you've ever wondered whether your dog is getting the right food, or how to improve their diet so they're more active and happy, check the link in this video's description. There, you'll find practical information about feeding your dog with healthy, natural options that suit their specific needs. Today, you don't need to be an expert to give your pet the diet they deserve. This program will guide you step by step, from the basics to how to create personalized meal plans. With clear, easy-to-follow advice, you'll learn to distinguish which foods truly support their health, helping them have more energy and overall well-being. Remember, what you give your pet in love, attention, or nutrition directly impacts their quality of life. By gaining this knowledge, you can improve their well-being and help them live happier and healthier. Don't forget to visit the link in the description to learn more and start applying it in your best friend's life. 12th, memories of abuse. Dogs who've been mistreated carry stories in their behavior. If you've adopted a dog who has been abused, their constant watchfulness may be a reflection of that painful history. Often, these dogs become highly sensitive to their surroundings, following you closely to make sure nothing threatens them. This can come from insecurity or fear that things could change again. It's essential to be patient and understanding. Your dog needs time to learn they're safe now. If your dog becomes nervous or anxious when they hear loud noises or see strangers, it may be them remembering past traumatic moments. As their guardian, you can help your dog heal by providing a safe, stable environment where they feel loved and protected. As trust builds, their constant watchfulness may turn into more relaxed, confident behavior. 13. A relationship of dependency. Some dogs develop a dependent relationship with their owners, and this might be why they follow you so closely. If your dog feels insecure or anxious, they may cling to you for emotional support. This is common in dogs with difficult pasts, such as abandonment or abuse. Dependency shows in their constant need to be near you, even at home. Your presence gives them confidence, and they feel their connection with you helps them cope with anxiety. If your dog always lays next to you on the couch or curls up against you in bed, they're looking for that closeness that calms them. It's important to recognize this and aim for. 14. Unconditional love. Above all the reasons, the most powerful and simple one is this: your dog follows you because they love you. Their unconditional love is the foundation of their behavior. Every time they follow you or sit by your side, they are reaffirming the special bond you share. Dogs are social animals who have evolved to form close relationships with humans, and this connection is deeply meaningful to them. When your dog stays close, they're not only looking for attention or protection, they're enjoying your company. Their constant presence is their way of expressing affection and loyalty. If you've noticed how your dog curls up beside you on the sofa, or how happy they get every time you come home, that's their way of saying, "You are my favorite person." A dog's love is genuine and sincere. Every time they look at you with those eyes full of devotion, they're reminding you how important you are in their life. Nurturing this bond of love and trust is essential for your dog to feel safe and cared for. And in return, you'll enjoy the joy and companionship that only a dog can bring. 15th instinct, to explore. Dogs are naturally curious creatures, and their instinct to explore is one of the reasons they follow you so closely. To your dog, every day brings new and exciting possibilities, and by being at your side, they ensure they won't miss a thing. This curiosity drives them to investigate their surroundings and stay alert to everything you do. When your dog follows you around, they're not only keeping watch, they're trying to understand the world around them and how they fit into it. Exploring alongside you gives them confidence and makes them feel part of your daily life. If you've noticed that your dog perks up whenever you get up to do something, whether it's preparing food, stepping into the yard, or heading to another room, it's a sign of their natural curiosity. They want to be part of whatever's happening. Encouraging this curiosity is important for keeping your dog mentally stimulated. Giving them interactive toys, exploring new places together, or even allowing them to sniff freely during walks can satisfy that instinct. Not only will this keep their mind active, but it will also strengthen the bond you share, because they'll be experiencing the world right by your side.